Hey there, everybody, this is Super Snow. What you're seeing in the background is some Metro Last Light Redux I'm playing on the glorious PC Master Race. And, I've never really done a video like this before because I never really had a reason to, but since I'm getting a lot more subscribers these days, I figured that, maybe I should give you guys a little bit of a treat, a little bit of a semi backstory of what I used to be like in high school. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not the next Playboy, okay? I'm not, the biggest ladies' man in the world, but I don't have a problem getting a date if I really need one that badly. Um, I'm not the Hunchback of Notre Dame here. I'm not ugly as sin or anything. So, I gotta say, I'm pretty decent with women. Now, um, I'm gonna start with like the worst of the worst, and then I'll probably move up to, you know, the best of the best. In my eyes, it's reversed, but to you guys, it might be the other way around. So we're gonna start with like my freshman year of high school. My freshman year was basically just me trying to get acquainted with everything. I was never really a very, should I say, talkative kid. I was extremely shy back in my day, and you kind of grow out of it the older you get, or if you don't, you find yourself having a hard time later in life. So it's best to learn that as early as possible. But so my first ever girlfriend back in freshman year was this chick. I'm gonna use names just because nobody knows these people except for me, and I'm not gonna be using last names, so it won't really matter. If I can't remember the name, which is a bad sign, but whatever. Hey, sometimes you forget. So, anyways, first girl's name was Katie, and we had met through this anime club that my school had, and she was a real nice chick. She looked real nice too. She even had the kind of the hairstyle of the chick right there, semi-shorter hair. She was a bit shorter than me too, and things, well, they probably weren't great. And here's the main reason most of my high school love life stuff didn't really work out. I didn't have a car until my senior year, and I had $0 for the majority of my high school years. So you can imagine, not being able to take a girl on a date is a bad sign already. But we never really did anything. We kind of talked through MySpace. That was still a thing when I was in high school, and it pretty much actually died off right after me and her kind of like went on separate ways. But just eventually, just one day, she just gave me back all this stuff I had given her. Because when you're a teenager, you think, oh, I'll give her this, it'll make her happy. She gave me it all back in a plastic bag of all things, and she was just like, look, we gotta go our separate ways. And yeah, it hurt, but when you're not deeply in love with somebody, you let it go. You know what I'm saying? So that was my first one. I didn't really get. I should have said I didn't really go out of my way to get a lot of girls back in high school. The next one I can think of was this girl named Kim. She was real nice. She always treated me nice, and she was a really nice girl. How many times can I say nice in a sentence? But she was pretty decent. But the problem with this is I was stupid because I treated what we had as if it was no big deal, when in reality it probably could have gone somewhere much deeper. So I broke up with her, and come to find out, she went ahead and she went off with somebody else, and I didn't really see or hear from her for a pretty long time. So, that was my own fault right there. You can call me whatever you want. You can say I'm stupid or I'm retarded or whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter to me. But I do regret doing that. So there's that. Anyways, next one we're gonna talk about is an interesting one because this chick, where do I even begin with her? She would sit there. We were in this class together. We were, I think it was a what class was it? It had to do something with drama. I mean, yeah, it was a drama class, and we started talking a lot, and we got a little close and all that stuff, and but eventually, I figured she had a boyfriend, and you know, she was basically trying to cheat on him with me. And you know, I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna sit there and let a girl cheat on another man with me, because I see no real point in that. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, what's the point? What are you really getting out of that? I mean, yeah, you might get some pussy out of it, but do you really want to deal with the fact that, you know, some dude is gonna be, you know, pissed off at you, especially in high school, for the rest of your days there? You know what I'm saying, man? Like, what's the point? Anyways, so me and her would sit in drama class all the time, and you know, we'd chat, we'd laugh, we'd do this, we'd do that, and you know, we'd get close. You know, I'm not gonna lie, we were close, but it gets to the point where, you know, if you know a girl who has a boyfriend and you two are close, there's a point where either A, you say to yourself, I'm willing to try to steal this girl from her man, or B, you say to yourself, I'm not that guy. You know, you gotta learn who you are in high school. If you're that guy who's gonna steal somebody's girl, okay, then you're that guy. But if you're not, you gotta learn that quickly, man, because that is a horrible life trait right there, man. In my eyes, that is a really, really bad life trait, because that shit, especially later in life, that shit could probably get you killed, my friends. All right, that's how protective some guys are of their girls. But anyways, so we'd sit in drama class, we'd sit there and we would hold hands. That's something we did. I don't know why I did it, but we did. And so eventually one day she gave me these ideas of that she was gonna cheat on her guy with me. And at that point I'm just like, no. I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna do this, because the worst part of this is the guy that she was gonna cheat on was a good friend of mine. He introduced, like, me and him got introduced when Halo 3 ODST came out. So, you know, he brought the player manual to school, and you know, I was I had want to get the game, but I couldn't because I didn't have the money. So it was nice to see, you know, to see the game, you know, and especially its player manual. So it was nice to see that, but I wasn't gonna do that to my friend. So I eventually just said to her, look, I'm not gonna do this. Okay, if you want to cheat with somebody, feel free. It's not my fucking choice. It's not my life, but I'm not gonna be the guy you do it with. Come to find out, a few weeks later, she's at a friend of mine's house. He wasn't really a friend of mine at the time, but we were okay with each other. And she ends up making out with this dude, right? You know what I'm saying? She makes out with him, and eventually she breaks up with my good friend. I'm not gonna say his name. Well, his name is Graylin. All right. That destroyed Graylin, and I can see why. I mean, he really cared about her. That was like his. Because they have been together since, I would assume, middle school. So you can imagine how badly that would tear somebody up. So, you know, you got that going on. And thank God I wasn't that guy. Because Graylin, oh my God, he hated the shit out of that dude that did that to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're willing to do that to somebody, look, if you're willing to go with a girl who's still with somebody and hasn't even broken up with that person yet, you're crossing a thin line. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a total douchebag yet, but you're still a douchebag to do that to somebody who's still with that person. You should at least wait, I suggest, like a week or so after the two break up to actually start dating that person. You know what I'm saying, man? That's my personal opinion, though. So there's a few other girls that came, you know, here and there in between all of this, but I'm not really going to mention them. I'm going to really mention two more. These last two are pretty much the ones that got really sexual, and I'm talking about so much so that even for a dude, you're just like, whoa, okay, I'm not going for this. So this next chick she was pretty hot. I can't lie. She was a pretty good looker, and she really wanted me. Like, that was like right after what happened with that other chick. Right after she had broken up with Graylin, and they went their separate ways. So I'm talking to this chick. We're texting, because like that's the only thing I had back in the day. You guys got to realize, I didn't have a car. I didn't have any money. Like, my parents were the one paying for my phone, and you know, all this other stuff. So texting was my lifeline. That's it. Like, that's all I had. So anyways, we're sitting there texting, and You know, she keeps throwing, and this was like for like a week or two. This wasn't all suddenly at once. You know, the more we got to know each other, the more that we got closer. So eventually, she starts throwing me signs that she wants me. You know, she's saying things like, "Oh, you look so great," and this, that, and the other, and just, you know, just flirty things. And so eventually, I get the courage to ask, because, you know, like I said, I was really shy. I get the courage to ask. I'm like, "Look, do you want me or something?" And she says, "Oh, hell yes." So now we've got the green light to basically flirt and do all this other stuff that we wanted to do. It got to the point where, I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. She tried to jerk me off at the lunch table in front of everybody. And I don't mean like she pulled my pants down in front of everybody. Like, no, she tried to stick her hand down my pants while we were sitting there at the lunch table in front of all my friends and tried to jerk me off. Now, for some of you guys out there, that's like, oh, hell yeah. But for me, that's like, whoa, dude, if we get caught, first of all, if we get caught, that's it. We could probably get expelled for the rest of the year or some shit. I don't know, but I don't want to find out. But I didn't say no to it, but I was like, look, no, we ain't doing this here. Right? If we're going to do this, we're going to do this somewhere else. Problem with that is, as I stated in the past, no car and no money means I can't go out with her when I want to, or I couldn't go out with her in general because I had no money. So, worst comes to worst, I basically, at the end of it, you know, I feel so terrible because she really wants me, but I can't do anything. Like, I can't go anywhere because I was with my mother at the time, and she was working constantly, so it's not like I could go out anytime. And it got to the point where I was just like, look, you might as well go find somebody else who can do this. And the weirdest thing is, she said, I don't remember exactly what it was, but she thought I was breaking up with her because I wanted her to date a black guy, because this chick was a black chick. I'm like, no, I don't care who you date. I don't care if you date a white guy, a black guy, a Mexican, or whatever. I don't care. And she's like, oh yeah, that's what every white guy says. I'm just like, what? That's a good sign right there that I shouldn't have dated her, and I'm glad I didn't, because that shit probably would have came up later in life, or I probably would have ended up getting the bitch pregnant because of how badly we wanted each other. Like, I wanted her. Like, I would have fucked the shit out of her, man. You know, and I would have had sex with her whenever she wanted. You can call me a fuckboy all you want, but when you're a fucking teenager in high school and a chick wants you, you're willing to be that fuckboy. So, you know, worst comes to worst, we don't do anything after that. You know, we basically go our separate ways, and she's just basically done. Like, she never talks to me ever again. And, you know, first of all, let's be real. For all you kids out there who think it's hot shit to have sex constantly in high school, I want to remind you, having a kid in high school is probably one of the worst things you could possibly do. I knew people who were pregnant in high school, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew girls who I used to know since, like, elementary school who got pregnant in high school. And even to this day, you know, in the year of 2015, and I graduated back in 2012, so even, you know, only a few years later, they're still living in, like, the shittiest of conditions. I want you guys to go to your local ghetto if you don't live there already, and I want you to find a chick who has, like, 2 or 3 kids and has, like, no money, and living in the worst possible conditions. That's exactly what's going to happen to you if you have a kid in high school. And for you dudes out there, if they want child support, you're pretty much fucked for the next 18 years, okay? So, wrap your rascal. That's all I'm going to say. So anyways, the last story is, it's not the worst one, I guess. I think that one was like one of the worst ones, but this one's still interesting. So I meet this girl. I've known her since elementary school, and me and her start hitting it off in my last year of high school. And this was like, you know, near the end of the school year. And I had actually gotten a car to drive, finally. So that was nice. And I had gotten some money coming in, which was nice. It was, you know, better late than never, right? So, anyways, you know, we start hitting it off, and she's giving me signs, because we had this one class ago. She kept giving me signs all the fucking time. Like, she wanted to suck my dick good. She wanted to fuck my dick good, alright? And so I finally just said, alright, fuck it. You know, I got a car now. I got some money rolling. Let's do it. So we do it. And on the drive home afterwards, because I'm not going to tell you guys all the little details like that. Like, you don't need to know that. I don't kiss and tell. You know, I'm not even going to tell you the girl's name. So, on the drive home afterwards, you know, it was decent, okay? I'm not going to say she was bad at sex or anything. but you know, it wasn't something to write home about. It wasn't like a porno or some shit. Like it was just sex, okay? And when you're a teenager, you know, your first time having sex, that shit is just like, you know, either A, you get lucky and it's really really good, or it's just sex, okay? There's nothing to write home about it. So on the ride home, she's saying some weird shit. Like she's saying things like I can't even remember off the top of my head. She's saying shit like, "Oh yeah, when I walked over here so you could pick me up, I saw this bee, and I know this bee because I told him move out of the way, and he moved out of my way." It's like I'm looking at I want to look at her and go, first of all, retard, bees don't live a very long life, so that's not the same bee. And really, that's what you're gonna say after anything you could say, and that's what you pick. See, that's one of my main issues with trying to date a woman here in America. Sometimes they'll say the dumbest fucking shit in the world to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's so hard to find a decent girl who isn't already engaged or married or has somebody, you know what I'm saying? It seems like all the actual decent ones are taken, and all you get left is the crapshoot ones. And that's why I'm not much of a dater. I don't really go out and you know, try to get a date every Tuesday, because I don't want to get one of those fucking weirdos pregnant. Like, that's one of the worst things you could possibly do. Because if you get stuck with one of those, you get dumbass kids. And those kids I told you guys about, the ones that are part of this retarded ass generation, you end up making one of those. So my thing with that is, fuck that, man. You know, for all you kids out there, if you find somebody who's decent, stick with them. Okay? I'm telling you, man. It is extremely hard to find somebody decent these days. And if you actually do get somebody who's decent, you're lucky, man. You know, you're lucky. If you're engaged to somebody who's like that, or you have kids with somebody that's like that, you're part of the lucky ones. So those are like, I would call these my dating nightmares, but you know, I don't want to sound like Review Tech USA or anybody else. These are just my high school experiences. I could tell you guys more if you're interested. I got a few other stories I could tell you, but these are the most interesting ones. Like I said, I'm too much of a shy guy back in high school or my youngster years to really have any funny stories or have any funny experiences that I used to do. So if you did find this interesting, you know, hit that thumbs up button. Tell me you want to hear more, and if you know, be real with me. If you didn't like these and you found these boring, just say so. Okay, don't lie to my face. Just tell me, okay? So anyways, guys, this is Super Snow. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got a laugh. You know, I really hope somebody laughed at this, or somebody felt sorry for me, or whatever. You know, whatever you felt, leave it in the comments. I'll talk to you guys later.